Hi, my friends. I'm back, and this is the series that we're talking about, the Widowmaker heart attack. I'm doing this not to tell you my story of my heart attack. I'm doing this to hopefully save a life, or at least make somebody aware of what could be going on with a loved one. All the signs leading up to it were small signs that I ignored. I didn't just wake up one morning, have a massive heart attack, and keel over. There were signs that I ignored. Small chest pains I thought were pulled muscles, shortness of breath. Those things I ignored. Neck pain and shoulder pain that I hadn't had before. Chalking it up to I must have worked out hard and strained a muscle. So now we're in Madrid. We arrive in Madrid. My cousins there already heard what had happened in Valencia, and that I'd gone to the ER in Huelva. So they were very concerned and asked me how I was feeling and how I was doing. One of the requests that I had before I arrived in Spain was when we got to Madrid, I wanted to eat a dish that's very Madrid, which I love. It's called cocido madrileño. For those people who know about Spanish food, it's this never-ending meal of meat. Basically, it's a broth with noodles, and then they bring out this giant platter, and it's got all kinds of different cuts of ham and pork shoulder and sausages and blood sausages and chicken and beef, and it's just a pile of meat. And as you're eating your soup, you start adding that in. Anyway, it's glorious. But that was the one thing I said, when I get to Madrid, I want to make sure we have this meal. So my cousins got a reservation at this restaurant, a really nice restaurant where they're famous for their cocido madrileño. And my cousin is friends with the owner. So short notice, got a reservation. My wife is a pescatarian, more vegetarian than anything else, but she'll eat fish, sometimes a little bit of chicken. So she didn't want to eat this meal. And one of my cousins is a vegan. So she didn't want to eat it either. So my vegan cousin said, I know this restaurant where they serve a vegan version of the cocido madrileño. Vegan version. That's a whole different video. Anyway, so my wife and my cousin, they go to this vegan version restaurant. And my other cousins and myself, we go to the authentic restaurant. And we're having lunch. And everything was fine. At the end of lunch, we're just sitting there and we're talking. And I feel this cold sweat come on me while we're just sitting there. And I kind of get like a little like a tunnel vision. And I'm breathing, but it's a little bit labored. I can feel it. Then I got to take some deep breaths. My cousins kind of notice something's up with me, ask me what's going on. I kind of tell them I'm feeling a little bit weird. I had no chest pain yet. So this goes on for a couple of minutes. And then all of a sudden I get the chest pain, neck pain, back pain, arm pain. Somebody's squeezing my heart. I can't breathe. I'm trying to compose myself. I'm trying to take deep breaths. I don't want to freak them out. My wife's not there. I'm breathing. After about 15, 20 minutes, it kind of subsides. I tell my cousins, don't tell my wife. I don't want to freak her out. It's past. Maybe I can make it back to Florida and see my doctor. I don't want to freak her out. So my wife meets us back at the restaurant with my cousin. And the first thing my cousin tell her is, this is what happened to Jackie. She freaks out. Everybody freaks out. I'm feeling better now. And I say, you know what? I just want to go back to the hotel room, maybe lay down a little bit and relax, and then we can pick up the day. I'm feeling better. I just need to relax a little bit. So they take me back to my hotel. It was actually an Airbnb in a really nice part of Old Town in Madrid, downtown. And we get back. I say so long to my cousins. I'll see you guys later on. My wife and I go up to our Airbnb. And I want to lay down. My wife is freaking out. She's super stressed, super worried, doesn't want me to lay down, calls my cousins back on the phone. They didn't leave. They're hanging out downstairs because they were worried as well. And they say, come on, why don't you come downstairs? There's a pharmacy right around the corner. Let's go at least take your blood pressure. I'm like, okay. So I get up out of bed, and I was just laying there. And we go downstairs. My cousins are all waiting. And a block away is a pharmacy. Not even a long block, a short block. And we walk to the pharmacy. As we get to the pharmacy, we walk in, and my cousin says to the young lady behind the front counter, says, is there any way you can take my cousin's blood pressure? He's not feeling well. And she said, of course, have a seat in that chair. So I sit down. 2 seconds after I sit down, that feeling again. The cold sweat comes on, but much faster. The tunnel vision. The pain in the chest, the neck, the back, the arm, down into my elbow, down into my fingers. But this time it's 5 times harder and stronger than the other ones prior. I can't breathe. Somebody has got a hold of my heart and they're squeezing it. I can't catch my breath. The pain is really strong. I feel like I'm going to black out and I'm fighting it. So right away they call an ambulance. And I'm going to tell you the ambulance story and the hospital story in my next video. And the things that I did leading up to this that I haven't told you about yet that saved my life. I love you, my friends. I'll see you in the next video.